Okay, I think it's really interesting since this convention is so old. We see a lot of parents with kids here, and it really makes you think there's going to be a generation brought up attending these conventions, and most of us have only just been starting since like middle school or high school. But there's kids, and they're gonna live and breathe literally everything convention. So I don't know if it's a tradition now to have terrible artwork on the A-Kon badges, but the artwork on this fan is like a bajillion times better. So obviously they could do this on the badge. Hello, it's Jen again. Okay, so I have spent the last 3 days here at A-Kon 26 in Dallas, Texas, here at the Hilton Anatole. I'm gonna give you guys a review of what my experience was here, and just an FYI, I'm not a panel person. I don't go to panels. Okay, so I did end up going to one panel, and it was the Kill la Kill dub OVA premiere or whatever. I don't think it was the premiere. The premiere was in like Seattle. But anyways, I went to that, and it was really cool because I got to watch the OVA dubbed, and then afterwards they had the voice actor for Senketsu come and talk to us, and he was super funny, and I had a really good time talking to him and listening to how things went in the recording booth and everything. And then they also handed out prizes at the end, but they only handed out 3, and there was about 90 people in that room, so bad chances of you winning. Okay, so something also odd that I thought about the panels is that their H-Fest was on Friday and not Saturday, which was kind of odd because that's a pretty big event, and so they should have hosted it on the biggest day, but they didn't. Everything was much more organized here this time. They really had parking down, and everything was really organized and flowed really well. Because I remember some of the past A-Kons, they had trouble with controlling the traffic in and out of the dealer's room and artist alley, but this year they really fixed that. There was a lot of great cosplay here and a lot of great people, like a lot. At this convention, more than a lot of others that I go to, I buy a lot of artist artwork. Not the posters and stuff that come from the studios, but like fan artwork. And here at A-Kon, they have a really good selection of artwork. Like there's so many good artists here. So one other thing is that this convention is huge. You have a lot of area. Not only do we have this large inside portion, but they have a huge courtyard out back that you can go through. So you're gonna be doing a hell of a lot of walking, and which might be a problem depending on your cosplay, because I know if I were to do a panty cosplay in like super high heels, I would probably be dead on the floor somewhere. Also, another thing to consider is that this convention is in Texas during the summer, so you don't go outside very much. Okay, it's actually kind of cold. I'm actually cold. And if you're going to be cosplaying, try and pick a lighter cosplay, because even though you can be inside for most of the time, it's still hot with all of the bodies clammed, squished in together. I'm sorry if I'm not focusing on the camera. There's just a lot of people around, and I can't help but look at them in their costumes. I mean, that's what you do here, right? You stare at everyone and stalk them. And even though I don't do panels, one thing that I did notice that if you are trying to do them is that the wait time for some of the more popular ones is intense. Like you gotta be there an hour, 2 hours before the event starts so you can get into the room, which might be a problem if you're actually wanting to walk around and stuff. But I mean, if you're really dead set on going to this one panel, you should really consider wait time and plan accordingly to your schedule that you want to follow. Me personally, since I'm in cosplay, I want people to see what I'm wearing, and that's why I tend to not go to a lot of panels, because I want people to see me and I don't want to be stuck somewhere waiting. But as you can see today, I am not cosplaying because it's Sunday. I'm just kind of in my weed stuff. Got my flower crown. And that's just because it's Sunday and things are kind of winding down. So this hotel is beautiful. It is probably one of the most beautiful hotels that I've ever been to. It's one of the biggest hotels I've ever seen that will actually host an anime convention. It's really cool because around in this district, there's a lot of options for hotel rooms. It's not just this one. So if you can't get a hotel room at the convention, there are plenty of options really close by. The only problem with that is, since there are so many hotels, there are no restaurants whatsoever. You got a Denny's, and nobody just goes to Denny's. You don't go to Denny's, you end up at Denny's. And then, of course, there's hotels inside the restaurant, and they bring out food trucks, but the wait time for that is really long, and the food is meh. Yeah, and the prices are pretty expensive. One thing I would, if you were coming here and you don't really bring food with you, is I would order either from Domino's or Jimmy John's or something that delivers, because that would be the quickest and easiest thing for you to do. I want to give you guys a rating of this con. However, I am slightly biased because this is one of the first conventions that I've ever been to. I've been going to A-Kon for 5 years now, so I'm sorry if my opinion is biased. This convention, I would actually give an 8 out of 10. You know, they're really organized, there's a lot to do, there's so many great cosplays and people here. The Artist Alley and Dealer's Room is one of the biggest areas I've ever seen, so if you're here to buy stuff, you're in luck. One thing that kind of sucked for me personally is that my group and I, we would drive down here in the morning and we would pay for parking and it was 24-hour parking. However, if we left and then came back, we would have to pay again. So we were stuck here at the convention for really long periods of time, waiting to go to certain things or do certain events. And I don't know if that would influence whether you stay here or not, but if you're from out of town, you're probably buying a hotel anyways. So you can just go back, sleep. Also, if you've never been to a convention before, I would highly suggest getting a hotel at the convention, even if you live in the area. It's just really convenient for you to go up and change your costumes or just sleep or whatever, so you don't have to be some hobo sleeping in the corner of a room. Okay, so the con staff here was really great. They were helpful and would direct us to where we needed to go. They would keep things in order and they weren't mean, because a couple years ago they got really stressed out and they were mean. But this year, you know, they were very calm and they knew what to do, and it was great. Another thing that I thought was odd is on Saturday I cosplayed Fiona from Adventure Time, and so I had made my pink sword and I went to go to weapons check and they told me I didn't have to check my weapon. And that was the first time at a convention that they told me I didn't have to check that weapon. I mean, I could have steel bars in that thing and they wouldn't know. So A-Kon is one of the largest conventions in North Texas, and it certainly lives up to that reputation. On Saturday, there were so many people. It was actually kind of hard to move in between different areas because it was really crowded. And another thing that I kind of talked about earlier was all the children that are here. I mean, I've seen so many babies and toddlers and people that are just younger than me, and I think that's really interesting and cool. Since A-Kon's been around for 26 years, a lot of people that probably met at a convention have gotten married and are now having babies, and they're now dressing up their babies in cosplay and bringing them with them. And it's really adorable because you're able to see children from a lot of anime, and they're actually children and not just adults trying to be children. Oh look, there's a Shiro. Oh, I saw that Zelda earlier. She was really cool. As a recap, if you're planning on coming to this convention, please remember to bring your own food. That's probably one of the easiest things for you to do because there's no restaurants around here. Also, if you're planning on coming, pick a light cosplay. Otherwise, you will sweat and you'll add to the BO stench that is already incredibly high. Don't be that person. Also, if you're coming to this convention, remember to shower every single day and put on deodorant because the BO stench is very high.
Victoria, you want to say anything? What do you want to say, Scott?
A lot of assets. Oh, there's a contact collection girl. Her skirt came up like really high, like halfway up her butt.
Okay, so when my group and I came, or just me actually, when I came to pick up my pass here on Friday, the lady told me that it would only be an hour wait from where I was standing. However, it ended up taking 2 hours because their machines broke that would log you in to get your pass. And I don't know if that'll happen next year, but that definitely slowed down the process. And they really had you crammed into that room, and it got really hot if you were in the center. It was just gross standing for 2 hours.
So we were here Thursday night to pick up our passes before Friday, and it took like 30 minutes to go through the line. It was really easy.
Which made me upset because I came here on Friday like, ah man, I'm not gonna have to wait as long, but then it took me 2 hours. So this is the start of the line beginning on Saturday around 11 o'clock. All right, let's go. Okay, so that's all the way, and we started deeper in that yesterday, and it took us 2 hours. 2 hours. So these poor bastards are going to be in this line for like 7 years. Also, if you come to this convention, make sure to bring one of these if you have it, because you'll get so many spot pass. So many spot pass. Okay, one cool thing that I thought that they added this year is that there is a lot of seating. So when you get tired, you can just sit places, and that's actually really critical if you're at a convention, and a lot of times people will get mad at you for sitting in places where you're not supposed to be sitting, and here you're able to just sit everywhere, and it's pretty great. Except in front of doors, don't sit in front of doors. So here they do have a pretty nice supply of ATMs, just in case you run out of money. However, it would have been nice for them to have the ATMs inside Artist Alley and Dealer's Room, because on Saturday it took a while to get in there, and once you ran out of money in there, it was kind of hard to go out, get it, and then go back in. So something funny that happened to me here is that a lot of the artists in Artist Alley are from Canada, apparently. And so when they swiped my credit card to buy something, it registered that I bought it in Canada, and my bank started to freak out because I would buy something in Canada and then buy something here in Dallas, and then it would go back to Canada. So that was kind of weird. But honestly, I didn't mind that because I got that all sorted out, and it was really convenient for them to just take my card, so I didn't have to use an ATM.
Scott, what would you rate A-Kon out of 10?
8, 9.
9?
Pretty good.
I think I rated it an 8.
Not bad about it.
No, there wasn't anything like super great about it either. Like, it was fun and I liked it. I like how big it is. A lot of the people that they had guest appear here, I had no idea who they were. And I would have preferred the voice actors from a lot of different animes to be here because I think that's cooler to me, personally. They had a J-pop concert on Friday, however, I wasn't able to go to that, and I didn't recognize the band that was playing anyways. So that's about my entire experience for this convention. It was really great, and I highly suggest that if you are in Texas somewhere that you try and make it to this convention at least once in your lifetime. If you like this video and want to see more, you should definitely subscribe to the Squid Squad channel and follow me on Twitter in my anime list to see what I've been doing. Bye!
Are you recording something right now?
I don't know, is he?
Are you mad if we came up and talked to you?
No.
What if you were recording?
Yeah, that's how we get views. What? You like post like some erotic pictures, like your